Okay. Good morning, Vietnam. Sorry, got away from me. Good morning, kindergarten. How are you? So today we are going to do math calendar for the month of April, and I hope you enjoy it. It's not the same as at school, but I have my homemade calendar here. We have the days of the week, just like at school. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the week starts with the day Sunday. Whoops, there we go. And April, the month of April actually started, the first day of April was on a Wednesday, and so we see on Wednesday, the 1st of April, we had two hands up with one finger sticking up, and there's a ladybug on that finger. And so that shows us the number 1. And if we were to do this, how many more would we need to get to 10? You have 10 fingers on your hands, and if only one is up, how many more do you need? Let's count the ones that are down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. Why don't we start with the 5? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 more to get to 10. So that was April the 1st. That was April Fool's Day, and we were home. We were not at school. Thursday was April the 2nd, and you see we went from hands to 10 frames. I love 10 frames. And if you see a 10 frame, it should always have what on the top? How many spaces should be on the top? 5. And how many spaces should be on the bottom? 5. And if you ever see one of these and you don't see 5 on top and 5 on bottom, it's not a real 10 frame. Somebody messed up, okay? So 5 and 5 make 10. There are 2 ladybugs there for the number 2 for April the 2nd. And how many more would we need to get to 10 if we had 2 ladybugs? You can count the empty spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. An easier way to count them would be to say 5, 6, 7, 8. You guys are really good at that. You do that all the time in class. April the 3rd was a Friday, and we had 3 ladybugs on a plate in a circle. And if you remember, I did use these for March, but we didn't get very far. I think we got through March 16th. So I thought it'd be fine to use them again for April since they're all I have. And that way we could finish figuring out what the pattern is. We could continue to review these numbers in the counting sequence that we were doing. So Saturday, we had a word problem. The word problem says 4 ladybugs on a leaf. How many more to make 10? So if you have 4 on a leaf, and you know you have 10 fingers, how many more to make 10? You could count this 5 over here and say 6, and then count on. So 5, 6, so you need 6 more to make 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more, and now I have 10. Sunday was April the 5th. And I see 2 hands and one's up completely because on one hand we have how many fingers? 5. And how many more to make 10? 5 more. Okay, April the 6th was Monday, last Monday. And we have 5 on top and 1 on bottom, and 5 and 1 make 6. How many more to 10? You can count the empty spaces. You can use your fingers. You can use another way, whatever works for you, as long as you get the answer of 1, 2, 3, 4 more to make 10. And then we had a plate on Tuesday, and the plates get harder as we get more ladybugs. Remember when we were in class, I would tell you if you had a piece of paper in front of you and you had to count things that were kind of everywhere, to mark them out as you count them or check them off or something. So I would start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or I don't have my marker, but I do have a marker. I would just cross them off as I count them. You don't want to recount an extra one. And then last Wednesday was April the 8th. There's another word problem for us. 8 ladybugs on a leaf. How many more to make 10? If I have 8, and I'm going to do 5 and 3, you could do something different. Besides 5 and 3, what could you do to make 8? 4 and, give me a double, 4. 4 and 4 make 8. Or you could do 1 and how many more do we need? 9. I can't really show that very well, can I? You could do 2 and I can't show 6, can I? I guess I can if I do that, 2 and 6. And then last Thursday, we would have had 9, and there's a 5 and a 4 to make that 9. And then Friday, finally, our 10 frame is full. Yes, I'm excited. So we have 10 ladybugs filling up this 10 frame. Now, when we go past 10, we talked about how 11 and 12 are what kind of numbers. Do you remember the kind of numbers we called them? Because they're not teen numbers, but they're not numbers to 10, so we called them special numbers. Remember that, 11 and 12? And we would not say that 11 is a 1 and a 1, would we? Because a 1 and a 1 makes what? 1 and a 1 makes 2. We would say that an 11 is a 10, and see the little 10 frame? And a 1. So a 10 and a 1 make 11. So you could just count on like 10, 11. You need your friend to hold up some fingers for you, or one finger for you. Down here, yesterday was April the 12th. Yesterday was Easter, one of my favorite holidays. And our word problem says, 2 ladybugs on a leaf. How many more to make the next 10? Now, what's it asking me to do? It says 2 are on a leaf. Are 2 on a leaf? Okay. How many more to make the next 10? I see a 10 frame up here because a 12 is a 10 and a 2. Now, if I get more ladybugs, what's the next 10 gonna be? It's gonna be 20, isn't it? So if I have 2, how many more do I need to get to the next 10? 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 8 more. So to answer that question, I would have to probably use my fingers or maybe some cubes, or you could use a 10 frame if you had one at home lying around. And then today is April the 13th. Remember how we guessed the markers? We go back and we look at the pattern, right? Patterns are important. They tell us a lot. Now, there's not really enough for us to see a diagonal pattern yet. So we're going to look at the pattern horizontally. We really can't even look at a vertical pattern yet. We probably need another row before we could do that. But we can look horizontally or side to side. So I see fingers, a 10 frame, a plate, and a word problem. And then after the word problem, I see fingers, a 10 frame, a plate, and another word problem. What do I see after the word problem? Fingers, a 10 frame, a plate, and a word problem. What do you think I'm going to see next? I know up here, after this word problem, I saw fingers, and after this word problem, I saw fingers. So after this word problem, what am I going to see? I know you're guessing it right now. Fingers. There they are. So this is April the 13th, and there are 10 ladybugs and 3 ladybugs. So 13 is a 10 and a 3. How many more to make? How many more to make the next 10, which would be 20? I would need all these fingers that are down, right? So it would be what? Use your fingers. Did you say 7? Good job. Okay, so this is April the 13th. And I don't know if I'll do math calendar tomorrow or if I'll wait a few days. And then, you know how if we had a long weekend at school, we would come back and we would do 2 or 3 days in a row to catch up. I might do that, I don't know. But I thought at least I would get one math calendar on here so that you could see the numbers and the patterns, and your parents could even see how we talk about numbers and how we talk about patterns. I hope you're saying the days of the week while you're gone. I hope you're counting. I hope you're doing the math games that you did get before you left. And I miss you and I love you and I can't wait to see you again.